Welcome. Welcome. Today was one of those days, and I have so much to share. Where to start? So, 2 days ago, I launched a new program called Embodied Content. And I literally channeled this. It just came to me without me giving any thought to it. It just came to me. And the very first practice that we did was your vulnerability is not your weakness. It is your superpower. And it's a whole somatic embodiment practice with then a journaling practice and an action that you take. And it was so freaking powerful. And after that, we did another practice yesterday, which was turning, what was it? What was yesterday's practice? That's funny that I can't remember. Give me a second. Yesterday's practice was... Yes, turning judgment into purpose. Oh my god, yeah. So these two are so tied together. Turning your vulnerability into your superpower and turning judgment into purpose. Embodied content is all about like creating content on social media, and if you have a business, to create offerings and content that is embodied, that is alive within you. So these were the first two practices. This was 2 days ago and yesterday. And guess what happened today? Today I was like feeling super feminine and sensitive and emotional. There's a new moon coming. Tomorrow is Women's Day. And I've had dozens and dozens of sisters come to me in the last few days sharing their stories of abuse and harassment and objectification and pain that they experienced in their lives, and all these experiences of not feeling safe in the world, in their bodies. And so today I was like feeling very feminine, feeling very like inwards and in my own energy. And I was wondering like, what do I share today? Like I every day I post 2 reels, 1 live, and I record 1 podcast for the Activation membership, which is called the Activation Podcast. So every single day I do this. And I was like, I really just don't feel like posting anything. I don't feel any creativity. Like there's nothing coming through. Like usually I just have things that just pop into my consciousness and I just channel them. And today was like crickets. There was nothing there besides like a whole ocean of emotions. And I went so deep into it and I was just feeling all of these uncomfortable emotions like frustration and sadness and pain and like it was so much at the same time, and I was feeling it for myself and also for the collective. So you could say that today was a very emotional and feminine day. And as I was tapped in to the emotions of every woman in the world and all the sisters and all these stories, I was really feeling like the importance of safety for women. Like feeling safe is like the foundation for women. If they don't feel safe, they are unable to be in their feminine energy. They are unable to create, to nurture, to bless, to blossom, to expand, to flow. Women need to feel safe. That's literally like the base. And if that base is not there, she will either contract, or hide or like suppress, or she will go into like seduction and manipulation and dark feminine energy and like masculine energy and like independence and all of that. And both of these extremes can be helpful for us to experience different types of emotions and thoughts and things within our psyche and within our human experience. But at the same time, when we go too much into one or the other, it can also be not that healthy. It can get also unbalanced. And it feels like life is this beautiful balance between polarities that are constantly just happening at the same time. And I was just feeling into my sisters, and I was feeling into myself. And then I was feeling as well, like, how can I bring this message? Because like, this is the only thing I'm feeling. What will I create today if this is what I'm feeling? I told you like 2 days ago I created the turning your vulnerability into your superpower, and yesterday was turning judgment into purpose. And today I was like, I really don't feel like creating anything, because what's present for me is this pain. What's present for me is this frustration. What's present for me is this paradox of the feminine. And the paradox of also how to honor what I'm feeling and honor what my sisters feel, while at the same time being able to then communicate that to the men in our lives in a way that is received by them and not attacked or judged or dismissed by them. So how can I, as a woman, express my emotions and my feelings and what I'm feeling and going through to a man or men in my life in a way where they receive it, they feel me, they hold space for me, and they make me feel safe, while also having space to share their point of view and their opinion and their experience. Because again, it can go like both, like it can go two sides that are unbalanced, which is becoming overly feminine and sensitive, where it's like, you don't understand what I'm feeling, I'm emotional, like you don't get what I feel, like blah blah blah. And we get even more emotional, even more triggered, even more drowned in the depths of the ocean of our emotions. Or we get masculine or shielded or contracted or independent, or like, they won't get it, so I'm not going to share it, and I'm going to either pretend it's okay, be independent and be in my own energy, or just become masculine and like closed, you know, or attack or be aggressive or whatever. And both of these two different responses also will then have different responses from the men. So how can we as women honor our sensitivity and honor the enormous, indescribable depth of our experience and emotional capacity? And how can we express that to the men in our lives in a way where we are both honoring ourselves, but also giving spaciousness for them to truly receive us and also share their experience? Hey Sylvia, welcome. So it's this balance of both taking care of ourselves and like owning our own emotional state, while at the same time asking for help, asking for support, communicating our needs, communicating what's going on with us, and letting men support us. So this topic, like, we can go really deep into it, and if you're interested in that, let me know and I can make another video about this. This is like a story that, like, we can talk about this for not just hours but days. Welcome, sister. And so yeah, that's where I was at today. I was just feeling like a trillion gazillion emotions at the same time, and I was feeling my own emotions, like I was feeling the stories that my sister were telling me about their experiences in their lives. And hey sister, I was just thinking of you. And yeah, I was feeling not just my emotions, but the collective emotions of my sisters and the women in my life who have struggled or gone through something challenging. And sometimes to say challenging is even, or traumatic, you know, sometimes challenging is like too soft. And so I was really feeling the depths of my emotions, and I was like, I don't have anything to share today. Like today, I don't want to give anything. I just want to be in my own energy. I'm not inspired. I don't feel creative. I just want to be with me. Because how could I possibly express what I'm feeling? I am a woman in the depths of my emotions, feeling the pain and the abuse of my sisters, knowing that women really do need to feel safe, and wanting to communicate this with men without like attacking them or pointing fingers, and also not like asking for support in a way that they won't be there to support us. You also felt like that all day? Oh my god, like literally dozens of sisters have shared this with me in the last few days. So I don't know why that's happening. Maybe, I don't know, like I was gonna say maybe the new moon is coming, but I've had sisters coming up to me like a week ago. Tomorrow is Women's Day. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like a current theme that everyone is talking about and sharing. And I really want, like, I feel almost hesitant to share about just the types of women, because I don't want that to mean that I'm dishonoring the experience of men. But I cannot talk about the experience of men because I am not a man. So I cannot speak about them. You know, I can only speak for women. So that's what I'm doing. This is not to like occupy all the space and not leave space for the masculine. Of course there is space for the masculine, and we want to feel them and nurture them and ask for their safety and support and all of that. And for them also to share their experience and opinions. But how can we bring this conversation to the table in a way we are honoring each other? And that can be very paradoxical and very intrinsic and very hard. And nowadays there are thousands and thousands of coaches and relationship coaches and feminine and masculine coaches and tantric coaches and stuff like that. So these dynamics are very nuanced, and so it's important for me to express, but also to leave space for someone else to express, in this case men. So yeah, I was just feeling all of this today. And I had zero creativity the whole day. I had literally zero energy, zero creativity. I was in a funky mood. I was just feeling frustrated and in pain and like wanting to express but not knowing how to express it, and just feeling very frustrated with the whole situation. It was like a build-up of energy that wasn't moving but was like building up inside of me. And then I went for a walk. I usually bring my dog. I didn't bring my dog today. I went by myself. And I was just looking at the waves. And today is very windy and rainy. So the waves were green. You know, when the ocean is green instead of transparent or blue, it was like green and very aggressive. And the waves were very strong. And I was looking at the ocean. I was like, yep, that's kind of how I feel today. Like, yep, that's it. And I'm feeling not just my drop in the ocean, but I feel the whole ocean with all the drops of all my sisters and also all my brothers at the same time. And when I got home, there was this part of me that is like, I always post 2 reels and 1 Instagram live in my podcast. Like, I literally need to do it. I just have no idea what I'm gonna post. And then I remembered embodied content. And I was like, oh, I know what I need to post. I need to post about this that I'm feeling. I need to post about the importance of women feeling safe. You know, this is something that I don't think, and this is not, we cannot like generalize, is that the word, like things, because like everyone has unique and different experiences, but in general women are very used to feeling unsafe because men look at them on the street and objectify them because they can be attacked or abused emotionally or verbally or physically, because our bodies are more sensitive and like intuitive and in tune. And also for those of us who are highly sensitive, highly feminine, highly empathic, it can be easy for us to feel unsafe in this world. And even for those of us who have a very strong spiritual connection or spiritual experience, the experience of our body and our nervous system can be that of unsafety. I need to look out and protect myself and like, you know? And when women are like that, when we are looking out for something or just protecting or shielding ourselves, we are not able to fully relax and be in our feminine energy, because there is a shielding, there is a contraction, there is a protection. And as I was feeling the vibes of all of this, I was like, I found this video on my phone and I was like, yeah, I need to post this kind of video today. And then it was in that video I ended up posting another one, but the message that I had to share was, I pray that women feel safe. I pray that my sisters feel safe. And sometimes men, again, depending on the man, no judgments, but, or maybe a little judgment, you know, but I said and I felt like a little bit of judgment in me, and I was like, maybe a little. But like, even with judgment, like love and respect and honor for everyone's experience. But like, there are men who really like kind of objectify women, and like they cannot see like a woman that they get like all crazy. And this can make women go into seduction and like, oh, you like it, and so I'm gonna seduce you and all of that because I can get something from you, so I'm gonna seduce you. And for me, that's not my kind of vibe, just naturally. And or it can make women feel like masculine and like, where are you looking at, and like, what the fuck, you know? I don't know if I could say that word, oops. Yeah. Or if it can make women feel like uncomfortable to share their feminine energy and to be more open and visible. And yeah, because of that. Yeah, for example, for many years I loved going to the beach, and I only had like the bottom parts of the bikini. I didn't use the upper parts of the bikini because that felt uncomfortable and unnecessary. And as I like matured and grew older, and like, not even just that, but the more sensitive I started feeling, the more I started feeling how in certain places that wasn't so good. I wasn't feeling so safe around certain men or people when I didn't wear the upper part of my bikini. And me and my friends and my sisters. And it's sad that women like just want to like enjoy and be free and be comfortable, are like unable to do so because other men will be like, oh, you know, so sexy and I want you and like la la la. And it's like so uncomfortable. It's like, dude, just grow up, like please let me be comfortable. And some men also see it as an invitation. Oh, you're not wearing a bra, so that means it's an invitation for you to get compliments or call attention or for me to say some things to you, you know. So as you can see, all these stories with women. And so I posted this reel where I was praying, like, I just want my sisters to feel safe. That's all. Is that too much to ask of you, brothers? We don't want at all to like contain your freedom, because for us it's safety, for you might be freedom. Men want to feel free, to feel powerful, to feel free. And so we don't want to captivate your freedom, but we just want to ask you for respect and safety. Is that too much to ask? And as soon as I posted that video, I felt like a relief. I felt like, oh, I can breathe again, like I did it. Like, it was so uncomfortable. I was so afraid that people would, again, like, as I was saying, like the activations inside embodied content, the first two were turning your vulnerability into your superpower, kind of what I'm sharing here. And the second is turning judgment into purpose, also kind of what I'm sharing here. So yeah, like I allowed my vulnerability to become my superpower. I allowed, if people would judge me and not get me, that would be okay, but I would share what I felt to be of service. So I did post that video. And as soon as I did it, I felt this relief. And as soon as I did, I had all this creativity and all this energy coming back to me. And I was like, oh, this is exactly the activation. Like, whenever I'm like upgrading myself and my business or whatever, wanting to manifest something or go to a higher level, there are literally these tests that show up in my reality. And let me know if this resonates with you. Like, when you want something in your life, when you are upgrading or manifesting something, the universe gives you like tests. And if you are unable to pass them, you go into victim or into stuckness or into confusion, and you stay in the same place. But once you see that the test is literally your activation portal into your new becoming, and you step into it, magic happens. And that's what happened to me today. That's why the whole day I was feeling so stuck in terms of creativity. I was like, I have nothing to share. There's like nothing coming through. Like, there's just nothing. There's too much like emotions inside of me, but nothing like coming through in creation, you know? And then I was like, oh, this is my activation. This is my embodiment. So let me create what I said, embodied content. And for me to be teaching embodied content, like, this is the most authentic, expressive program probably on social media or that anyone is sharing right now, because it's not about just posting something that someone else posted, create a coaching business or a service offering that everyone else does. No, it's about the opposite of all of that. It's about tapping into your unique energy and what is alive for you in the moment. Embodied content, what is embodied in you. Because, like, if I tell you, oh, your vulnerability is your superpower, or like, create embodied content, but then I'm not doing it, then it's not embodied. Then it's not embodied in me. If it's not embodied in me, I cannot teach that to you. And as always, and you've seen me for a while, for those of you who have been here, I am always a living embodiment of what I'm sharing. That's why I click go live and things come out of my mouth. It's not because I have a plan. I never have a plan of what I'm going to share. I just share whatever is alive for me. And I trust that that will reach the people it's meant to reach, and that it will be of service because I'm being me. I don't need to put on a show. I don't need to put on a mask. I don't need to pretend everything is okay when it's not. No, today was a difficult emotional day. And that's okay. And it's not unprofessional or whatever to share that with you. No, it's raw, it's real, it's authentic, it's human, and that's what I am. That's why my embodiment is my content and my content is my embodiment. I am embodied in what I'm sharing. That's why it comes so naturally. And this is what I want to activate you into. You know, all these sisters that shared all these stories with me, and I know you're watching this, for some of you who are watching this live or watching the replay, but for those of you who are here live, because I know who you are and you know who you are, and even if you're watching the replay, you know who you are. These stories that you have gone through, that you are feeling so deeply within you, that's what you're meant to share with the world. If you're wondering why your business is not taking up, you don't feel inspired to share on social media, you are an artist but you're unable to create, like whatever it is, it's in your story and you don't need to look anywhere else to find your story. It's right there. It's here. It's who you are. It's what you are experiencing. And this is what activates other people, is when you share your story, what's present and alive within you. This is what activates others, because it's what activated within you. Do you feel me? So, of course, I started channeling this embodied content program, and what happened? 3 days in, and I found a roadblock. I found like myself in a sticky place. And once I realized, oh, this is the activation, this is the portal. This is the portal into my embodiment. Then all the creativity just overflowed. And guess what? I channeled the most epic activation podcast ever until now. Today, I grab my phone, I record the podcast on my phone because it's a daily podcast. I'm literally there with you. This is the Activation Podcast is exclusive for the Activation membership community. And every single day, I share with you an episode, an activating episode. And I just grab my phone, and this was the most like pure channeling. Even like the cadency and like the flow and like of what I'm sharing was completely channeled. And it just came through once I realized that me feeling stuck and wondering what I'm gonna post and like, oh, I don't want to post this because I feel uncomfortable. No, instead of like looking further away what I'm gonna post, no, I lean into the discomfort. I lean into what's present. That's where the gold is. This is embodied content. This is what I'm going to activate you into, that you're going to activate yourself into when you work with me. Like, so the embodied content is already a bonus for the activation members. So if you are inside the activation membership, which for now is just 33 euros and it's going to go up to 44 very soon, because like there are thousands and thousands of dollars worth of content in there, so the price is gonna go up. But if you want to join us until tomorrow, which is Women's Day at midnight, you will receive the embodied content for free. And like, this is the play, this is the game, this is the lesson, is that what is happening in our lives is not there to like block us or to like, you know, it's not there to block us. It's literally like a portal. If something feels uncomfortable, it's a portal that is there as a potential opportunity. And when you're afraid and you're like, no, I don't want to go in there, I feel no, I don't know what to do, like then you stay where you are. And just like a video game, when you step through the portal, you come on the outer side activated and more embodied. And so today, thank you, sister. So today I allowed myself to feel all the feelings, to feel all the emotions. I allowed myself to be in the depths of all I was experiencing. And once I realized what I had already shared, that my vulnerability was my superpower, and turning the judgment that others might have on me into my purpose, then I got activated back into my embodiment, and I shared and I made the most epic channeled podcast of my life. And once I did that, I was like, oh, this is exactly what embodied content is about. Like, whoa, yeah, there are deeper layers of it, even for me. Not even for me, of course for me, as the channel and and the facilitator and the host of this new program. Of course I'm going to be the one going to the initiations first. This always happens. So if you have a spiritual business or whatever, you know what I'm saying. And even if you don't, this can happen with other things in your life. When you become the leader and something comes to you for you to share with the world, you will be the first one to be activated into it. Because if you're not activated into it, you cannot facilitate it for others. That's kind of basic. Especially when we're talking about embodied content. Then I really need to be the one embodied in my content, right? So that was my experience today, and now I have so much creativity. And I posted the podcast, and it's literally the most epic podcast. I posted a few epic stories as well, and I'm also going to record something for the embodied content, which I'm not even sure what it is, but I know that after doing this live, thank you, sister, bless you. After doing this live, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna grab my computer and my microphone, because my podcast, the daily podcast, I do record it on my phone, but all the other activations and stuff I recorded with my professional microphone, and that's what I'm gonna do. And every time I go to channel something, I never know what I'm going to be saying. It just comes through. I just become open and embodied, and it just comes out of my mouth. And it's the most powerful thing that I could never think for myself. Like, oh, I'm going to say this and this and that. Like, no, it just comes through, you know. So after this live, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to record activation number 3 for the embodied content, and I'm so excited to share this with you. Like, if you just want to join embodied content, for now it's 222 euros, and in a few days it's gonna go up to 555. But if you join the activation membership until tomorrow at midnight, this is March 8th at midnight. When I post this, it's going to be much later than that, but you can reach out to me if you want to tune into it. But for those of you live, you can get it for free if you are inside the activation membership, which is also at 33 euros, and it's going to go up to 44 in just a few days, because we're going places. We're getting activated, and we are activating each other. So we're taking this to a whole other level. And I'm so excited to share this with you. And you know what? In my own social media journey, whenever I felt stuck about what to share, the only thing I needed to do was like, but what am I feeling today, right now? What is already alive? What is already present? I don't need to look for inspiration. The inspiration is right there. I'm just triggered to go into it and actually share about it, because I'm afraid that my vulnerability is my weakness and not my superpower, because I'm afraid that people will judge me instead of sharing with purpose. You know, these are the activations inside the embodied content. But when I lean into what is present for me in my life, then the content just happens and just comes through naturally. So, yeah, I guess this is all for today. I'm gonna go ahead and like enjoy the rest of my night now. It's kind of late, and see what's gonna come through in this recording in today's activation. And yeah, I'm so excited to welcome you inside the activation membership, and also to receive inside embodied content. I forgot to say, yeah, if you join embodied content before tomorrow at midnight, you receive a one-on-one somatic activation with me. That will completely shift the way you're showing up on social media, like completely. Like it's breaking all the shackles, breaking all the blah, 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 breaking all the things that make you feel stuck and getting your dragon out of the cave and out into the world, sharing your truth in your full power and authenticity. Because that's what's magnetic. It's not doing what everyone else is doing. It's not copying someone else. It's being authentic. That's what's real and raw and human and therefore magnetic to the people who will vibrate with you. If I try to come here today or whenever and like have a scripting thing or what I'm gonna say or like try to say it like someone else or like try to be like someone else, it's not gonna activate you the same way that it activates when I'm just being me. When I'm just being me, you feel me and we feel each other instead of trying to do it like anyone else is doing it. This is the magic inside embodied content, and you receive that for free inside the activation membership. You also receive daily podcast episodes with all the courses and all the somatic practices and meditations and light language activations and not so spiritual coaching and the community and all of it. So I'm super excited to invite you in there. And this is all I have to share for today. If you want me to go deeper into feminine energetics and masculine and feminine dynamics and polarity, let me know and I can make another live about that. And that's all for today. Bless you. And for my sisters, happy Women's Day tomorrow. And sending you all so much love. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you.